What is going on, everybody? It's Alvin Perez. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. If you're interested in videos about the Orlando, Florida area as far as what to do and places to check out, or even real estate, and from time to time some lifestyle videos, definitely click the subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping videos like that often. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic, and that is 5 cons of living in the Orlando, Florida area. Stay tuned. So folks, before we jump into it, I want to just make a quick little disclaimer. Know that although these are cons to me, they may not be cons to you, and the only reason why I'm bringing them up is because a lot of people feel that these are things that necessarily they might not like. So with that being said, let's jump to the first one, and that is tourism. I think a lot of folks, and even myself, can definitely say that tourism is kind of an issue here, especially in the months of July till September. As you folks know, Orlando is known for Disney, SeaWorld, Universal, so you're getting a lot of people from all parts of the world coming into the state of Florida just to see those parks. So if you live more in the west side of Orlando, typically it is more congested around that time frame, and traffic is a little crazy, especially if you jump on I-4. It's wild. So just something definitely to keep in mind and to mention. It's not all year like this, but definitely from July till September is very congested because of the tourism, and like I mentioned, typically more in the west side of Orlando. So let's jump with con number 2, and that is Florida is a pancake state. So what do I mean by this? Now, for those of you that are from Massachusetts, Colorado, some parts of California, some parts of New York, Chicago, you're probably used to living in areas with mountains and valleys, and that's not really the case here in Florida as a whole. You know, we don't typically see stuff like that. Obviously, there's other things that will make up for it, like the beaches, but mountains and valleys, that's a no-go here, unfortunately. So if you were looking for that, you're not gonna find that here in Florida, and it's definitely important to mention. So let's jump into con number 3, and that is hurricane season. So hurricane season typically falls from July-ish all the way up to September-ish, technically till November, but that's kind of its peak season, and it's something that happens. It is what it is at the end of the day. Typically only 3 to 4 hurricanes are actually formed throughout the year in the Atlantic Ocean, and out of those 3 to 4 hurricanes that might be formed, only 40% of them actually hit the state of Florida. So the chances are not really high, but they do happen, and it's definitely worth mentioning it. If you live here in the Orlando area, remember that since we are in the Central Florida area, hurricanes, when they get to this part, typically tend to be a lot weaker since they hit land. So remember, hurricanes get weaker when they do hit landfall. Folks here are actually already used to it. It's kind of like a known thing. They even throw hurricane parties. Kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So it's something worth mentioning. If you're not a big fan of storms, know that we definitely have hurricane season here, and it's something you should consider. So con number 4, and that is interesting bugs and alligators. So typically in the months of June till August, so I would say summer really, we do get a lot of rainfall, and when it does rain a lot, typically bugs come out. There are some definitely interesting ones. As an example, I'll go ahead and post a photo of it, the palmetto bug, which they classify it as a beetle, but it's actually a 4mm cockroach, in other words, honestly, and it's a flying cockroach at that. So if you're not a fan of those, they're definitely here in the Orlando, Florida area as well. They don't really come out often, mostly when it does rain a lot, but honestly, if you keep your doors closed and you fumigate once in a while, you should be fine. So gators. So gators are definitely found here in Orlando, Florida, and even the Florida as a whole. There's a lot of bodies of water here, and honestly, if you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of people, obviously they look scary, but if you let them do their own thing, they're just hanging out in the water. They really don't like to mess with people. So yeah, definitely worth mentioning. Con number 5, and I don't want to get political or anything, but it's definitely worth mentioning as well, and that is that Florida is a swing state. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a Google definition for you of what a swing state is. A U.S. state where 2 major political parties have similar levels of support among voters, viewed as important in determining the overall result of a presidential election. So now you know what a swing state is. For those of you that didn't know, what a swing state was. And the reason why this is a con for me is because if you're watching TV, you're gonna get a lot of ads during election. You know, it only happens every 4 years, but it does happen. You'll start seeing a lot of Facebook ads. And on top of that, if you own a home or live in an apartment, you get a lot of mailers as well. It may not be a con for you, but for a lot of people it is. It just gets annoying, regardless of what political view you have. But like I said, it's only during election, which is every 4 years, but it's something definitely to consider when thinking about moving to the Orlando, Florida area. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this video, and honestly, these cons weren't too bad. And at the end of the day, if you went through this whole video and you say, hey, these cons are not that bad, I still want to move to Orlando, Florida, well, guess what? I'm actually a licensed Orlando, Florida realtor. So if you have any questions, I'll go ahead and leave my email in the comment section below, so you can email me anything you got for me, and I'm definitely gonna help you out. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely click the like button, give it a subscribe, and definitely click the notification bell so you can be kept up to date when I drop the latest videos. But other than that, folks, have a blessed day, and thank you so much.